So welcome to class, guys. Today we're having an English class on Monday because last week we weren't able to have our normally scheduled class. So we're having a makeup class today on Monday. And one of our students, Mustafa, has chosen some very interesting topics for us that are all based on nature and science and some innovations in these fields. So the first one we'll be talking about is how spinach leaves have been transformed into beating human heart tissue. So scientists have found a way to use the leaf of the spinach to construct a mini version of a working heart. This is fascinating. The second topic is how Australia is drifting. The continent is slowly moving, and it's drifting so fast that GPS can't keep up. That's our second topic. And the third one talks about a super volcano in Naples, Italy. So we have so many interesting things to talk about today. But you can see the title of the first article here, Spinach Leaf Transformed into Beating Human Heart Tissue. And you can see this illustration. This seems like a really strange idea. But we can read a little bit about how scientists were able to achieve this amazing innovation and how it works. All right, so let's get started right away by reading the introduction to this article. And maybe we can have Garrett. Would you like to start for us? You can read these first 3 paragraphs if you like.
Fine. Scientists have found a way to use spinach to build working human heart muscle, potentially solving a long-standing problem in efforts to repair damaged organs. Their study, published this month by the journal Biomaterials, offers a new way to grow a vascular system, which has been a roadblock for tissue engineering.
You can read the next paragraph too, if you like. Sorry. Where it says scientists?
Scientists have already created large-scale human tissue in a lab using methods like 3D printing, but it's been much harder to grow the small, delicate blood vessels that are vital to tissue health.
Okay, excellent. Very good. So why do they need these tiny little veins that they can find in the spinach leaf? Why is that necessary? Did you see the challenge that they have?
For me, this is the very first time, and I have no idea.
Oh, that's okay.
How is it possible? Like, seriously, I have never thought about that. That is it possible or not?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I know.
It's so absorbing.
It seems crazy, this idea, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, so scientists had one challenge when they were using a 3D printer, when they were trying to make organs like a human heart. Maybe I can ask Adriana, did you see what this challenge was?
The challenging. Can you repeat the question, please?
Sorry, maybe it's a little bit complicated. The scientists were using 3D printers to try to create organs.
Yes.
But they had a problem. Yeah. Did you see what that challenge was, or that problem?
Yes, actually, I saw that on the television last week. They were talking about this subject, and I thought it was so amazing because I'm learning about nutrition because I want to eat better. And the nutritionist compares the molecule. I don't know the word.
The molecule?
Molecule, yes, molecule of the blood and the blood of the plants. I don't know the name. It's chloro. I don't know the name in English.
Chlorophyll, maybe?
Yes, chlorophyll. And they are exactly the same. The only difference is in the middle. The human body has iron, and the chlorophyll has magnesium. and everything else is the same. It's exactly the same thing. And
Wow.
they were explaining it's it's so similar that if we eat a lot of vegetables or chlorophyll, green leaves, our blood is stronger, gets stronger. So I think it's connected. And
Hmm.
here I think the challenge and they have is to using a 3D printing to do these small blood vessels. They are so tiny, it's difficult to replicate. So in the leaves, they are already there. These tiny blood vessels, not blood vessels, but kind of vessels they have in the plant.
Yeah, excellent. Very good. Nice job. And I saw that Gareth and Mustafa both wrote the same idea too, that it was those tiny, tiny vessels. That was the challenge that could not be accomplished by a 3D printer. But we see that nature has us covered. They could even use these spinach leaves for the same purpose, which is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, so cool. Did you have any questions, anyone, about some of the vocabulary found here?
So they mimic the spinach leaf uh, to copy 3D printer to make a heart vessel.
May I answer, teacher?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think they're gonna clarify the way that how can they do it, how they are proposed to do it. I think in the future. I think it's like an early study. But they're gonna clarify everything, so just bear with us a little bit. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I see.
But I have a question, vocabulary question, if you don't mind, teacher.
Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, by the way, delicate is a new word for me. I didn't know about it, but I think it's something like
Delicate.
very small. Delicate.
It's something
Delicate.
delicate. It's something that can be broken very easily.
Oh, okay. Something maybe small and very like punctuated, something like that.
Like
Small and
like a newborn baby is very delicate. Like many people are afraid to hold them because they don't want to break them.
oh, okay. A newborn baby are delicate. Okay, good. Okay.
Yeah, that was a good question though. Nice job. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. Maybe we can see a little bit of that explanation that Mustafa was talking about, how this could work. And maybe Aka, would you like to continue reading for us?
Okay.
Okay.
The main limiting factor for tissue engineering is the lack of a vascular network, says study co-author Joshua Goshak, a graduate student at Worcester Polytechnic Institute, WPI, in Massachusetts. In a video describing the study, without that vascular network, you get a lot of tissue death. One of the defining traits of a leaf is the branching network of thin veins that delivers water and nutrients to its cells. Now, scientists have used plant veins to replicate the way blood moves through human tissues. The work involves modifying a spinach leaf in the lab to remove its plant cells, which leaves behind frame made of cellulose. Cellulose is biocompatible and has been used in a wide variety of regenerative medicine applications, such as cartilage tissue engineering, bone tissue engineering, and wound healing, the authors write in their paper.
All right, nice reading. Very good. And I wanted to practice the pronunciation of just a couple of the words. The first one is replicate.
Replicate.
Have you heard this word before?
Yes, it's copy.
Right, exactly. Very good. Another one is cartilage.
Cartilage.
Very nice. Do you know what cartilage is?
No.
It's, for example, in your skull, I'll turn my video on for a second. Your skull is the bone that you have in your head, but like your ears, for example, or your nose, these are not made of bone, but it's just cartilage.
Oh, I see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Got
that's the name of that. It's like flexible and it's like a little bit, it's like more firm than fat or skin, but just like this part of your ear at the top, it's made of cartilage.
Right.
Okay, and
just Garth, sorry, I'm sorry if I pronounced your name or not. The other name is Crystal or Crystal, something like that. Gristle.
Gristle? Yeah, gristle is something that's sometimes used when you're talking about meat that you're eating. And like a part of the meat that would be hard to eat, you would call that gristle.
And cartilage, so cartilage just for human being or what?
You could use it also on animals, but not animals when you're eating them. Usually. Yeah. But yeah, usually it's used with humans. Cartilage. But yeah, gristle is only when it's something that you're going to be eating. Did you guys have questions about some of the other words? Does everyone know what vascular means?
Maybe vessel network. Blood pipe network. I'm not sure.
Oh, yeah. Like sometimes you hear of cardiovascular disease. So cardio is always talking about your heart. Vascular is always talking about the system of arteries and veins that goes throughout your body.
Okay.
Adriana said inside vessels. Yeah, it's all of the veins, arteries, and capillaries that you have in your body. Do you guys know the difference between those arteries, veins, and capillaries?
I think it's the size of them.
Also, the blood flow from the heart to the other part of body part. The vessel, I mean the blood pipes can has different name. But
are you talking about the valves, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the valves are the part of the heart that opens and closes to let the blood flow through. So they open and close, that's the valve. But the large blood vessels are called arteries, the largest ones. And the veins are the regular size ones, like the medium size, maybe that you see here. These are veins that you can see maybe in your arm. And capillaries are the very small blood vessels, maybe the ones that you would see if you look very closely at the white part of your eye. You can see capillaries there. Yeah.
Great.
Okay.
Great information. Yeah.
So
it was like I wasn't familiar with it.
Oh, okay. So yeah, those are the 3 different names for all of those blood vessels. So the whole system, all of the blood vessels together, is called your vascular network or your vascular system. And sometimes it's also referred to as your cardiovascular system, which means your heart and all of those blood vessels. So, so those are some words that you guys might see a lot if you're reading about medicine or you're reading about a disease or illness. You may run across some of those words in the future. Okay, so maybe, did you guys have any questions about what Aka read here?
Yeah.
Or?
Maybe I'm talking about this. They and this artery blood flow is different from from body part to heart and from heart to body part, right?
Okay, okay. You're saying like the one that goes to your heart and then the one that comes from your heart,
Yes,
depending on the direction?
yes.
Okay, okay. No, I don't know the different names of the different arteries. I've only heard of like the aorta. It's one of the biggest arteries in your body, but I don't know the names of all of them. I learned them in school, but I can't remember them now. It was many years ago.
Me too.
Maybe artery and vein are most common word among the subjects.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. All right. So, so they say without this vascular network or without these tiny blood vessels, you get a lot of tissue death. So, maybe Mustafa, you can tell us what function how does the vascular network keep the tissue alive? What function does blood have? Do you know that? Or
Oh,
maybe this is a complicated question. It's a complicated question, maybe.
So basically about this idea, or you want like something else about this topic or other information,
Yeah,
because I didn't
but like,
quite get your
no,
question.
it's okay. Sorry. Like, why is blood so important? Why does our tissue or the cells die if they don't receive blood?
Yeah, basically because they use this like vascular, like they need this vascular network in order to transform the blood to network the blood between the tissues, right? In order
Yeah,
to be alive, to keep the tissues alive.
very
So
good.
without these like veins, these tissues gonna be dead. And this is
Exactly.
basically the idea of this like sponge.
Yeah, yeah, very good. And do you remember what the blood brings to the tissue to keep it alive?
Um, they mentioned it in this like glucose,
Oh,
something like that.
cellulose. That's close. It starts with an O. I'm not sure if anyone knows. Do you know, Garrett?
Pardon?
Do you
Oxygen. I don't
Oxygen. Yeah, that's
know.
right.
Oxygen.
That's right. Very good. Yeah. Perfect. So that's why if you stop breathing, you turn blue eventually because you need oxygen. Very good. So that's why a vascular network is so vital for your tissue to stay alive because the blood brings oxygen, that needed oxygen to keep the cells alive. Nice job.
And windpipe is something else. Blue pipe is different than windpipe.
I'm not sure what blue pipe is, but your windpipe is in it's the pipe. I don't know how to describe it. That goes from like your nose and your throat. It goes from there to your lungs. This is your windpipe.
Right.
So it's for air. But I think that that Akko was describing arteries, which of course just have blood. They don't have air. Yeah.
This is why it is called blue pipe.
I'm not sure if that's the name in English. It looks like you translated it, right, Akka, from Japanese?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So I don't know the names exactly in English, if it's blue pipe or mainline. I don't know.
I just wonder about that leaf. How can it be alive without a plant? Won't it be rotten while transplanting?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think further along we'll see exactly how
so
it
curious.
works. Oh, sorry. Mm-hmm.
That is so fragile and delicate, and I think I'm still thinking that how is it possible, and will it be possible for us, or is it true, or we are just learning that it's just an article, or people are working on it.
Yeah, well, I think it's a new scientific discovery, so it's a new innovation. So I think people are still kind of working it out. But it does say
That's so
And
that,
they are,
useful.
and people are still amazed like us
yeah,
by this like innovation.
yeah, it's really amazing. So, so they're able, because you said it might rot. That's one concern that you had. So it says that modifying it um, to remove the plant cells allows them to have the frame of cellulose, or they like take all of the plant cells out, and then they're left with those capillaries, or those small vessels that they can use for blood. So, so that would take away maybe the risk of rotting, because it would just be made of cellulose at the end. So we'll continue reading. Maybe we'll have a further explanation here as we go along. But thanks for all your great questions too, Garrett. Adriana, are you back? I saw that you stepped away for a minute. Did you come back?
Yes.
Okay. So I think it's
I'm
your
here.
turn to read. Maybe I can ask you to read the next 3 paragraphs, if it's possible.
Okay. The team is that where I need to start?
Team, yeah, sorry.
The team then bathed the remaining plant frame in live human cells, so that the human tissue grew on the spinach scaffolding and surrounded the tiny veins. Once they had transformed the spinach leaf into a sort of mini heart, the team sent fluids and microbeads through its veins to show that blood cells can flow through the system. The eventual goal is to be able to replace damaged tissue in patients who have had heart attacks or who have suffered other cardiac issues that prevent their hearts from contracting. Like blood vessels, the veins in the modified leaves.
She had a little problem with her connection. That's okay though. Maybe Mustafa, I can ask you to continue reading where she left off here in the second paragraph, where it says
Okay.
the eventual goal.
Okay, the eventual goal is to be able to replace damaged tissue in patients who have had heart attacks or who have suffered other cardiac issues that prevent their hearts from contracting. Vessels, the veins, and the modified leaves would deliver oxygen to the entire swath of replacement tissue, which is crucial in generating new heart matter. The study says the same methods could be used with different types of plants to repair a variety of tissues in the body. For instance, swapping out the cells in wood might one day help fix human bones. So yeah, new to come or more to come, as they say, maybe in the future. So we don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's really, really exciting how much like advancement they're making in this field. It's totally amazing. I've never thought that this was even a possibility.
Yeah, it's very strange,
Yeah.
and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. And do you know this expression, a swath?
The veins in the modified leaves deliver oxygen to the entire swath of the replacement tissue. It's like the spots, maybe spots, maybe
It's like a
spots,
large
like
piece of something. Yeah, a
the
swath.
spot of replacement tissue. So the position or the location of the replacement tissue.
Well, it's not exactly a spot, but it's a large piece of something.
A
So
large piece
sometimes
of
they
something.
talk about a swath of land, and in this case, they're talking about a swath of tissue. So it'd be like a large piece, maybe the size of a washcloth or something. So it's always talking about a large piece of something. And I saw we had Marilene Costa join us. Hi, Marilene. Oh. Okay, well, Marilene, I'm not sure if your microphone is working, but if you like, you can participate in the class by by talking into your microphone. All right. Mustafa, I also wanted to ask you if you had other questions about the vocabulary that we found in these
Yes,
paragraphs.
I have, if you don't
All right.
mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
The eventual goal is to be like the final goal or the final destination goal, something like that.
Yeah,
The eventual goal
exactly.
is to
Yeah.
enable. Okay. Is I think I know it, like I got it, but just wanna make sure of it. The team then pathed the remaining planet frame and live human cells and live human cells. So bathed, like they how can I they soaked
Oh,
it in the
this is bathed. Sorry.
bathed
Yeah.
like
It's like when you take a bath.
so it's basically the leaf, the Spanish leaf, they let it bathed in the human cell, right? Environment or what?
Yeah, bathed means to soak something in
They
liquid.
soaked it.
Yeah. Okay,
I thought it's
excellent.
bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, bathed. So it has kind of a long A sound. Very good. And Marilene or Garrett or Aka, do you guys have any questions? All right, so we can go ahead maybe and continue. And Fabio joined us too. Hi, Fabio. I think Fabio has a little delay.
Hello.
Hi,
Hi,
Fabio. Can you
Michelle.
hear me?
Hi, everyone. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
How are
you.
you today?
I'm doing good. Sorry to come late.
That's okay, no problem. Mustafa chose some really interesting topics for us, so we're learning a little bit about science and like a little bit about biology too.
Yeah, very good topic.
The
Yes.
article, yeah. Were you watching the class earlier?
Yes, I was watching.
Okay, awesome. Well, I'm glad you're able to join us. You can learn some of this really advanced vocabulary with us.
Yes.
Okay, Mustafa, I think it might be your turn to maybe continue. You just got to read like 2 paragraphs, so I'll ask you to maybe read this one here. Is this the last one?
I think it's the last one, so we're
Yeah,
gonna
it's the last
finish
one.
up.
Yeah, so I'll ask you
Yeah.
to read this one here.
So to
Yeah.
sum it up, I
Mhm.
think this is the summation of it, right? So the conclusion.
Yeah.
We have a lot of more work to do, but so far this is very promising. Study co-author clean coated, I don't know how to pronounce his name, also of WPI, says in a press statement adapting abundant plants that
Farmers?
farmers have been cultivating for thousands of years for use in tissue engineering could solve a host of problems limiting the field.
Okay, nice. Very, very good.
But teacher, to be honest with you, I didn't quite get it. So can you please explain to me this like last quote statement?
Yeah. Or I
Adapting
can,
abundant planets.
yeah, maybe I can ask
Yeah.
one of the other students too, like if anyone was able to understand it, maybe in a way that they could explain it. But first, Marilene, is your microphone working?
Hi, it's Adriana.
Oh, Adriana, hi.
Hi, sorry, I have no electricity in
Oh,
my
no problem.
neighborhood, so I use the cell phone of my mother's cell phone. Her name is Marilene.
Oh, cool. Okay. Tell her we said hi. Okay. Well, have you were able to join us again, even with your cell phone?
Yeah,
That's cool.
I'm here.
Okay.
Teacher.
Yeah, go ahead, Mustafa.
I got it. But
Okay.
I just want to know one meaning, the word of the meaning of one of the words here.
Okay.
Abundant, like that exists in the large amount or a large.
Yeah, exactly.
Size.
When there's like a lot of something, you can say it's abundant.
Okay, so I got it. Sorry.
Like there's abundant sun in Iraq, for right?
Yeah, it was abundant. Abundant sun and dust as well.
Uh, okay, yeah. I'd like to ask you guys your opinions about this a little bit. It's a really new technology, but do you think that you would be willing to test this out if you had a problem with your heart? Adriana, maybe I can ask you first. What do you think? Would you be willing to try it?
I don't know. I had lost a lot of content, but I think yes, it's possible.
Okay. What about you, Aka? Would you be willing to test this out or try this technology?
If it is practical, maybe because now it's a, how can I say, pilot plan level. So, but I think it's a good idea because nature has a lot of abundance thing. So to mimic copy the pattern of nature can be useful for human bodies too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really amazing. So hopefully they'll be able to use that to help people to solve their cardiac disease. It's one of the main killers in a lot of countries. Fabio, what do you think? Like, I know you weren't able to listen to well, maybe you were able to listen to the class earlier.
Yes,
But
I would like
would you be willing to try it?
to try this new experiment. Yes, I would be the guinea pig.
You would be the guinea pig.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Garrett, do you think you would trust this technology if you had a heart problem to fix your heart? Oh, maybe she stepped away from her computer. Etta also joined us too. Hi, Etta.
Hi.
Hello. We're learning English today, so you already speak English, but I'm happy you joined us anyway. That's cool.
Yeah, I thought it was English, but I just figured I would join anyway for moral support.
Moral support, thanks. Okay, well, yeah, it's a really, really interesting topic about how spinach leaves are being used to maybe potentially fix human heart tissue that is defective or diseased in the future. So hopefully they'll be able to continue developing that technology and it can be an option for us in the future. All right, the next topic, I thought maybe we could talk about this was a super volcano that is possibly going to erupt soon in Italy. There's also a super volcano in the United States that they talk about possibly erupting. And maybe I can ask you guys first, do you know anything about super volcanoes? Maybe Mustafa, who chose this topic for us, like, what do you know about super volcanoes?
Well, I have found it interesting. That's why I chose it. That doesn't mean like I'm familiar with super volcanoes, but yeah, I found it interesting, guys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because maybe Enzo from Italy, so I selected it.
Oh, okay.
So he better knows about it.
Yeah, he probably already knows about this one. Well, they had a famous volcano that erupted near Naples in Italy a few hundred years ago. So they
another one. Another one, or
yeah, it wasn't this. It wasn't
one,
this super volcano, but I think they're probably related.
Yeah, this is the old one.
Yeah, because this one, I think it said when I was reading it earlier, it said it erupted like 1,000 years ago or something.
And now it's active.
Yeah, so it's about to erupt again, and this doesn't have consequences only for Italy, but since it's a super volcano, it will have global consequences. So I thought that this was kind of another one maybe that would be interesting for all of the students. But I can't remember whose turn it would be to read. Adriana and Mustafa, I think, read last. Maybe Fabio, since you're our new student, maybe it's your turn. So I can ask you to read the introduction here for us.
Okay. A long, quiet, yet huge supervolcano that lies under 5,000 Sorry, my cat is here.
Oh, it's okay. 500,000, yeah.
500,000 people in Italy may be waking up and approaching a critical state. Scientists report this week in the journal Nature Communications. Based on physical measurements and computer modeling, we propose that magma could be approaching the CDP, critical degassing pressure, at Campo Flegrei, a volcano in the metropolitan area of Naples, one of the most densely inhabited areas in the world, and where accelerating deformation and heating are currently being observed, wrote the scientists, who are led by Giovanni Chiodini of the Italian National Institute of Geophysics in Rome. Can you scroll
Yeah, sure.
page, please? A sudden release of hot magmatic gases is possible in the near future, which could trigger a large eruption, the scientists warn. Yet the timing of any possible eruption is unknown and is currently not possible to predict.
Okay, excellent reading. Nice job. And do you already know what magma is?
Magma, I think, is the liquid state of rocks, I think.
Exactly. Excellent. Very good. So when it's under the ground, it's called magma. Do you know what it's called when it comes out of the volcano?
No, I'm not sure.
Mustafa's writing it. Mustafa, what is it called when it comes out?
Lava.
I think so. Lava, yeah.
Yeah, lava. Very good. So when it's under the ground, it's magma, but it's essentially the same thing. It's that liquid rock. Excellent. Do you have questions about some of the other information here? Or it's okay? Do you know what this... Okay, can you maybe explain this expression for me? Densely inhabited area? Oh, you have to unmute your microphone. Sorry, Fabio.
Sorry, yeah.
Okay.
Densely inhabited areas. I think it's areas with fewer population or none.
It's close. It's kind of, because yeah, you have inhabited, right? So it does talk about how many people live there. But the word dense, it means that there is like a lot of something in a small area.
Yes.
So it's kind of like the opposite of what you said. So instead of like being a place where there's very few people, it's a place where there are so many people.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So can you think of a place that's like this, a very densely inhabited area in Brazil?
In Brazil,
Sao Paulo. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, very
yes.
good. Like any big city. Yeah. Very
São
good.
Paulo, Rio.
Excellent. So the metropolitan area of Naples, you can imagine it just like Rio de Janeiro or Sao Paulo, that so many people live there, and like...
Then Rio, yes.
Oh, okay. So it's just like that, like a ton of people live there, and they're living essentially on top of a supervolcano, which is close to exploding. So we can see maybe some of the possible effects of this, like how that could affect other people around the world. And I think, Aka, it's back to you. Oh no, Garrett's. I think you did you read yet, Garrett's?
I read that article, previous article.
Okay.
Once.
Maybe I can ask you. Yeah, maybe I can ask you to read the next 3 paragraphs then for us. Sorry.
Am I supposed to read right now?
Yeah, go ahead. It's okay.
From a sudden release.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, the next 3 paragraphs here. Thank you.
A sudden release of hot magmatic gases is possible in the near future, which could trigger a large eruption, The scientists warn here the timing of any possible eruption is unknown and is currently not possible to predict. In response to the news, Italy's government has raised the volcano's threat level from green to yellow, or from quite to require scientific monitoring. In other words, the government is urging a measured response to the study, followed by additional scientific work. That's it, or?
No, you can continue. You can read the third one also if you like.
Okay. Campi Flegrei means burning fields in Italian. The volcanic region is also known as the Flegrei. If I'm wrong, please correct me.
No, it's okay.
Flegrei fields, like other supervolcanoes, such as the one responsible for the geothermal features of Yellowstone. It is not a single volcanic cone, rather it's a large complex, much of it underground or under the Mediterranean Sea, that includes 24 craters, as well as various geysers and vents that can release hot gas.
Okay, nice job. Yeah, very good. And this is kind of pronounced like geysers.
Geysers, I see.
Yeah, great.
Nice.
Very good. And can you say this one again? I wanted to just practice the pronunciation. This one's a hard one. Mediterranean.
Mediterranean, right. Mediterranean.
Yeah, very good. That was perfect. Yeah. So, even though these scientists say that it's about to go off, like we should be worried, what does Italy's government say about this super volcano?
Italy government has raised the volcano's threat level from green to yellow, so it is less risky, I think. The symptom of yellow is it's not as dangerous as it should be, or so this is why government is urging a major response to the study, followed by additional scientific work.
Yeah, very good. And do you know what that means, like a measured response? I don't know if you've heard that one
big
before.
response.
It's kind of like saying like a balanced response. So
okay.
Yeah. So just like you said, like the scientists say, oh, we have to be careful, we have to watch out. But you said maybe Italy's government said, oh, it's not so serious, because you said it's from green to yellow. So it's not like orange or red. So they don't want everyone to panic. So that's why they say a measured response. Yeah.
It can also be called a balanced response.
Yeah. Yeah, that's another way you could say it. Yeah. Or
majority's response.
Maybe a balanced response could be a little bit better. Yeah. But yeah. And I remember, Akko, you said that when there was a tsunami in Japan, Japan's government had a similar reaction because they did not want the people to panic. Maybe you can share your experience.
Tsunami, it's for nuclear power plant accidents. So for tsunami, they don't hide. Usually, they don't hide anything. If the opposite thing happened, simply they didn't know. But in terms of nuclear power plants, they had a simulator to where the radiation goes, but they didn't open for that simulation results to public. They just pretend they didn't have information. But some other people pointed out German site shows the simulator's results. That kind of thing happened.
Yeah, very good. So maybe they didn't want people to panic. the same, like, and they said, oh, like, we
But
don't know where the
because
nuclear.
some people evacuate exactly the radiation goes. So
Yeah.
it's not a proper attitude actually because they don't believe people.
Yeah,
So the
exactly.
Swiss government don't believe people. They easily panic. But actually, not so many panic. It was not happen as far as I know. Actually.
Okay, yeah. So so Italy kind of is sort of taking a similar route. They say, oh, you know, that there's like only a small threat, only yellow, but there's no need to panic.
Well, after yellow, what's gonna come? Like the green. So there is no like this is the middle, the medium, right?
Well, usually it's like green, yellow, and then there's orange, and then there's red. Red is like
Really? So there
the
is orange.
very, I think so. That's
I
how it is
thought
in the
there's
United
just
States.
there are only 3 ones. Like I'm not sure. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Like the traffic sign.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
have a question. Like,
Yeah, go ahead.
shouldn't be there a word dropped instead of raised, because Italy's government has dropped the volcano's threat level from green to yellow. So there has been used raised.
Well,
Would you please
green means everything is okay. And yellow means
Yes.
that they should have caution. Or they should be careful. So that's why they raised the threat level. So before, I'll turn on my video. So before it was like at the bottom, at green, that everything was like okay, that there was absolutely no danger. And then after the scientists said, it's going to explode really soon, then they raised it, or they made it go up a little bit to yellow. But they didn't raise it like to orange or to red. It's just...
So doesn't it mean that the chances are higher? So risk level is more than before. I was thinking that they just showed that the risk level is lesser than before.
Oh, okay, okay. Well, no, they raised it a little bit. So they were showing that it was only slightly more dangerous than before. Because green means everything is cool, everything's okay, there's no danger. And then yellow means you have to be careful.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, so that's why it uses that word. But that's a good question. It's a little bit confusing how they wrote it. So thanks for asking that question. And Aka, you also asked about this word, a geyser. Have you seen a geyser before?
Mustafa asked, so I thought it's like hot springs, probably.
It is kind of. I didn't say hot springs. Kind of. I said it. I said it's kind of.
So hot
Because
springs are like really calm and like it's like kind of like a pool, but a geyser like explodes. Both are caused by geothermic heat.
Yellowstone.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Yellowstone geyser. Okay, I got it.
Yeah, they call it Old Faithful, the geyser in Yellowstone. So when it explodes, that one is a geyser. But if it's very calm, like there's not a lot of pressure, and the water's very still, just like a pool, then you can call it a hot spring. And I think they have a lot of hot springs also in Japan, right? I saw a video about them once.
Oh, yeah, because it's the nature of the volcanic island. The ground has a lot of heat. So they release gases and hot water from the ground.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's something I would love to see in the future. Maybe if I can ever travel to Japan, I'll go and see the hot springs.
Yeah, welcome.
Welcome. Okay.
Yeah,
I just
sorry, go ahead.
no. So to add something, we are talking. I think we are talking about natural like disasters, something like that. So this is like erupted volcanoes in Italy and so on. So we have here in Iraq, I think we have something like, and also this has been raised recently. This issue has been raised recently. It was, or it is a dam, you know, so that that barrier that prevent the water from coming in, you know. So this one like has reached, I think it is maximum maybe limit, something like that, because it is so old and has been there for a long time. So they need to a little bit improve it, I think, so in order to prevent it from collapsing. And if it collapse, disaster gonna be like happen. So it's really critical, like it has reached, it's a critical stage. So this is like gonna make like a natural disaster if it happen, you know. Yeah, because
If
it's called like it's called dam of Mosul Dam. I don't know.
Oh, in
So
Iraq. Okay.
what's good about it? What's good about it? It is nearby ISIS like places. Even though we are taking over our like lands again, okay, but some lands that contain ISIS. So these ISIS fighters gonna be died no way if that dam gonna collapse. So that dam gonna collapse. So yeah.
Wow. Okay.
It's
Um,
pretty big one. Like I don't know. Like so, imagine like if it collapsed, the water gonna reach to the southern region of Iraq. So from the north to the south.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy. But then it wouldn't be so dry, right? In Iraq? Like maybe it would be like when
But
it rained a lot in
we're gonna be
California.
soaked with water. And
Yeah.
I also like we're gonna be soaked with water, and so many people gonna be killed. So this is the dangerous part about it. And also for you guys, like I think maybe Ita and you may be more familiar with this. You have tornadoes. I always hear of tornadoes like in the United States.
They only have them like in some parts of the United States. Where we're from in Florida, where I grew up, we have hurricanes. Do you know what hurricanes are?
Like something similar to tornadoes, right?
Kind of. Do you know what a typhoon is? It's like really big. I'll show you a picture. It's like over the ocean, and it's a huge storm that goes in a circular motion. I'll show you maybe a picture. And so we have hurricanes.
So what's the difference between
Florida.
typhoon and hurricane? So typhoon, I got it. So
It's
hurricane.
the same thing. Yeah, a typhoon and a hurricane. It's the same thing.
Okay.
They just have a different name depending on where they happen.
How about tornadoes? Like tornado, just air or wind or what?
Yeah, a tornado is only wind, and you can see the size of hurricanes. This is the state of Florida, and this is the hurricane. Like it's the same size. Hurricanes are really, really big, and they cause a lot of. I don't want to like explain the whole thing. Yeah, but a tornado is very small, and well, like when you compare it to a hurricane, and there's hardly any water involved usually. You can see the size of them. So this is a road, and it's just about the size of a road, and this is one of the biggest hurricanes. I mean tornadoes, sorry. Yeah, this is a tornado. So you can kind of see the difference there between a hurricane and a tornado. So where we're from, there were only tornadoes when a hurricane came and caused them, but there are usually no tornadoes where we're from in Florida.
So what do you have, guys? You have fire in the forest or what? I think there are also like fire. You guys some.
Well, actually, right now there are some forest fires in Florida, but before there never were. It's just because like the weather's going crazy. But I'll show you. I have this map of the United States, so you can see like this is Florida, so this is where the hurricanes come. But in this area, maybe from Alabama, from here to maybe here, like all of the middle of the United States is in danger of having tornadoes. So like the whole part of the middle here. Yeah.
To Oklahoma, like they have like some like.
Yeah, Oklahoma and Kansas, especially because they're so flat, they're very famous for having tornadoes.
Tornadoes.
Yeah. So anyway, so what did you want to know about tornadoes? You're asking a question?
No, I just wanted to
can't
know
remember.
if your place, where were you living?
Mhm.
It was like there's some kind of tornadoes or hurricane or typhoon. So
Well, hurricanes, yeah. But hurricanes aren't so scary because you know that they're coming maybe a week before they come, so you can prepare and you can like leave if they're going to be coming close to you. But tornadoes appear suddenly and you cannot have warning. So they can come maybe in 5 minutes. So you don't always know when the tornadoes are coming. So that's very scary.
okay.
I'm afraid of tornadoes. But anyways, I wanted to talk a little bit about this, the supervolcano, like what will happen if it explodes. So we'll see the effects here. And Aka, I think it's, did you just read or no? I think it's back to you.
Okay.
Okay, maybe I can ask you to read. Yeah, here.
The Campi Flegrei is thought to have formed hundreds of thousands of years ago. A massive eruption 200,000 years ago spewed so much ash that it darkened the skies around the planet, triggering a volcanic winter. The event is thought to have been the largest volcanic episode in the history of Europe over that time. The volcano erupted again 35,000 and 12,000 years ago. An eruption about 40,000 years ago might have contributed to the extinction of the Neanderthal. 2001 10 study suggested, although the report has been debated. The volcanic area was also known by the ancient Greeks. See pictures of another supervolcano. A smaller but still sizable eruption was observed at the supervolcano in 1538. That event lasted 8 days and created the mountain Monte Nuovo. But since Nuovo, but since then, the volcano has been quiet, slumbering for more than 500 years.
Good. And so it's just a word for sleeping. So like to a person that what could possibly happen if it erupts?
Sorry, your voice was cut it, breaking.
Oh, sorry. Oh, what could possibly happen if it erupts again?
Okay, if they erupt, what happened? I think it caused volcanic winter because ash covers the air, so it cuts the sunlight. So because of that, sometimes it's habitat change happen like extinction of Neanderthal. So temperature got lower than usual.
People in Italy or Naples or just your whole world would be affected. So it's the scientists caution that's possible thing will happen in our lifetimes, but they like they said in the article they have noticed that all of this volcanic is increasing. It's all accelerating, so it's really possible that it will erupt. So as your like at the end of the that they should be taking more data.
Teacher, your sound is cutting, and I'm not sure if it's just me, but I think your sound is cutting. It's really like cutting. I don't know. We cannot hear you very well. So maybe we gotta take a support from your sister.
Yeah, your sound is cutting out a lot, Michelle.
Yeah. So Ita gonna take over, I think.
Hey guys.
Yes.
Hello. Yeah. Now we can hear you.
Sorry. I lost my connection. Like it turned off for a second. Sorry. But yeah, I wanted to ask Adriana, do you think that they should be taking more steps to warn the people? Etta, I'm going to mute your microphone because there's an echo. Do you think they should be taking more steps to warn the people in around Naples or around Italy that they should maybe move? Or do you think it's too soon to make that kind of decision? And Adriana, your microphone is muted, so you'll have to unmute your microphone. Oh, maybe Adriana's not there. Mustafa, what do you think? Do you think they should be taking more steps to?
I think it's pretty. You know, the government there, or the people who's responsible there, who are responsible there are the only people, or the only one who gonna decide to take that decision or not. So it depends maybe on the situation. If it's become like if it becomes very risky, okay, or if it has become very risky, so they have to move for sure to another safe place. But otherwise, I agree with you 100%. People shouldn't be freaked out from this active state from now, maybe. So they have to take some calculated risk, and they have to be cautious about it, but they shouldn't be freaked out. So yeah.
Okay.
This is my opinion. Okay.
Yeah. I know. Like it's hard to say exactly like what people should do in this case because it can be life threatening. So yeah, it's hard to say. Adriana.
Hello.
Okay, I can hear you now. What would you say? Like, what do you think people should do? Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Now I can listen to you.
Okay. Do you think that the Italian government should take steps to evacuate the people, maybe, of Naples?
I think so. I mean, it's not.
Oh, your microphone's muted again.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, it's okay. I can hear you now.
I think the governments need to warn people, and then it's up to them if they choose to stay longer or not. But yes, I think we have this. They have this responsibility to say what's going on and to explain, maybe using more simple terms so people can understand better, because it's difficult when someone especially explain and we don't understand anything if it's dangerous or not. But if so, I think it's a good idea to not to evacuate, but first to explain in details, and then I think some people can go first to move or to, I don't know, stay with in another place. For example, you can visit a family until the danger goes away. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know, because here where I live, we don't have this kind of issue.
Yeah, with volcanoes, it's pretty scary.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's hard because it's unpredictable. Yeah. What do you think, Akka? Do you think they should evacuate the city, or do you think that it's okay to let people continue living there?
It's up to the condition, situation, but it's very difficult to predict when does it happen. Is it happen? So since it seems like a metropolitan area, it's very difficult to order the evacuation. Or maybe it's very difficult actually, like earthquake, you know. So also Japan is a lot of volcanoes, and so some big volcanoes is very close to the town. So, but maybe we don't have any solution for that actually, because it's very difficult to predict. Maybe scientists can predict something. It could be the red level or zero level, but unless it became a level, maybe government won't proclaim the vacation, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thanks for expressing your opinions. Yeah, it's hard to predict, just like earthquakes. Like it's hard to say when it will happen.
Yes.
Fabio, what would you say? Would you evacuate Naples? Or would you keep living there if you knew about this?
I would kind of do a prevention plan. So as Aka said, it's difficult to predict when this is going to happen, but the city, the government needs to have a plan to evacuate or take the necessary actions if the situation occurs, you know?
Yeah, it's true. Okay. I
Yes.
think, like, since it hasn't erupted yet, like, they shouldn't really do anything? Or, like, they have to wait and see it starts to erupt and then they should act? Or what do you think?
Can you ask again, teacher? Because your voice is cut.
Oh, it's cutting out. Okay. Do you think that they should act now?
Yes,
Or do you
yes.
think they should? Oh, okay.
Because if you let the situation occurs, could be late to start acting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Prevention is the best way. Always the
Yeah,
best
very
way.
good.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay. And I
So
wrote. Mm-hmm.
when I know when in United States when you have hurricane alarm, they in television they warn people and the people go to the market and start to buying a huge amount of supply to spend some days if something bad happens, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah, once they say that a hurricane is coming, everyone goes to buy water and food.
Yes, water, food, milk, and
And then the
some
store is
houses
empty.
have places. I don't know how to say, but it's
Like a basement?
yeah, basement. Yes, a basement. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's better to have a prevention plan.
Yeah, very good. And I wrote an idiom in the chat box. In English, they say an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So that means like a
Always.
little
Yes.
bit, yeah, a little bit of prevention is like it's like saying it's better safe than sorry. That's another
Yes.
idiom they use a lot. So it's better to try to be on the safe side and avoid as many problems as you can than to have all the problems because you didn't prepare and then try to fix them later. So you can use those two idioms maybe in the future. It's better safe than sorry, and an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Those are both good ones to use. But I think we kind of ran out of time, but it was really interesting to have this class with you. Thank you, Mustafa, for choosing these interesting topics for us. They were really
You are
cool.
more than welcome, teacher. You are more than welcome. It's my pleasure to
Yeah.
be in this class. Like, I would like to really thank you about your effort making such a classes for all of us, and on behalf of all of us. By the way, I am saying this, and yeah, thank you. I really appreciate your effort.
No problem. Yeah, thanks for coming too. You guys are all awesome students. And thanks, Ada, for coming also for moral support, even though you speak English.
She was silent all the
¿Dónde
time.
está mi
Yeah.
cerveza?
Ada. Yeah, Enzo's not here today to bring you your cerveza, Fabio.
But
La próxima vez, next time.
2 beers because I have Enzo beer and the last class you were the mesera, so
Yeah.
I'm still waiting your beer.
Okay, so thanks for coming, guys. It was nice to see everybody today. I'll see you guys again on Wednesday, hopefully for our next English class.
Okay,
Yeah,
bye-bye.
thank you very much.
Thank you, teacher. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks
Bye
for
all.
coming.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye, Adriana.
Bye bye.